There we go. All right, we are live, everybody. Hello, my name is Remiem on the Spacetime forums, and I'm the community manager for Spacetime Games. Sitting next to me is Cinco, our chief visionary officer.
Hi.
Or Cinco Loco, as you guys might know him, depending on how long you've been with us. And joining us is a very special guest. Steven is the person who runs Operation Supply Drop, which is how we're doing the 8-Bit Salute event that's coming up next weekend. Hello, Steven.
Howdy, y'all. How's everything going?
And, of course, we've got our two community members, Zeus and Zojak from the forums. You guys might know them as well. Say hello.
Hello.
And I want to thank you guys so much for coming out and watching the third. Now it's called FaceTime with Spacetime. It's not Meet Your Mods anymore, since you've met your mods now. You know who we are. But it's where we get together, we talk about what's happening at Spacetime, what's going on in the games, all the special events and exciting things that are going on, and just kind of fill you guys in, and of course questions and answers at the very end where we kind of go through, we can answer some of the most pressing things that you guys want to know about. But since I have Cinco here, and he's only here for a little bit, and I apologize, Samhayne wasn't able to join us this evening, but he sends his regards. He's giving me some cool stuff to tease for you guys.
Regards.
But Cinco is here. I know you guys haven't seen him much on the live games lately, so what's been going on, Cinco? What you doing on your side of the studio?
I've been really busy. We moved everybody at Spacetime from where they used to be to another spot so they could work on something else, which is fantastic. We've been developing new things, a really cool new thing. But also what we've been doing is trying to take the learnings from the other products and make something that's really, really awesome. So, yeah, we're spending a lot of our time developing story, developing place, and a lot of different characters, and that's really been our everyday since I stopped messing with the live games. The last thing I did for live was, I think, Forgotten Weapons or something else. Some controversy, and that's the last I remember. I think it was that for Arcane Legends.
It's been
a long time ago.
Yeah.
A really long time. Great expansions, great balance changes, a bunch of great feedback has happened since I've been doing other things. But, yeah. It's cool times at Spacetime, though.
It is very cool. Lots of exciting things going on. Well, is there any... I know you can't tell us a whole lot because super secrets, but what are you having the most fun with over there? What's on your plate that you're just super excited about?
The stuff that I can't talk about is the most exciting stuff that I've ever worked on in my career.
And that's a long career.
Yeah, but no. So we're involved in trying to make a new kind of game, taking what we love about deep strategy, deep multiplayer, competitive and cooperative play, and also balance it with strategy and the permanence of development that we get with some of our battle stuff. One of the things I always wanted to do in Arcane was like have my castle. Have a place where, and sure, I could have a guild hall, but then further and deeper investment in that would get me something. So the concept that's core to that is something that I really enjoy. And we've been talking about how people can have a much deeper impact on the product and have a lot more permanent changes for the way that the world works. And so that's a big part of this. On top of the fact that we also want to bring in the coolest characters we've ever done. So back in the day, when we'd start doing this stuff, we had an evolving process of how we develop all of the monsters, all of the different units, all of the player powers and the persona. And it's really different now. So we've gone through a bunch of Legends games, and we've gone through a lot of expansions. We've done a couple of strategy games. And now when we start building the new stuff, It's got a much more mature attitude about how we develop the stories, like understanding the character from their motivation, from their context, and being able to present that to somebody in a delightful way. It's really sort of been, it's been difficult, and it's more difficult in a traditional MMO, and even more challenging in a mobile MMO because it's little.
Yeah.
But what we're doing now, we're finding a new place to put all of the character story, all of the lore, and all of the present powers of the character, and make it a lot more obvious to the player. So we're doing that. Also, in Arcane Legends, we did our first in-game cinematics where we could do some real legit storytelling, and so we're bringing that stuff over, and we're doing a lot more with it. So just incredible reward sequences now. So when a character is totally blast somebody, we actually see these neat like fatality style movies and stuff, and it's really awesome. It's a lot of eye candy and really gorgeous. So that's what we're working on. Some cool secret project that I would really love to see out soon, but I have no idea when it will come.
It's going to be really exciting whenever it does. I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll be busy.
I've seen enough of the little stuff that people have been working on that I'm super excited. It seems very immersive. One of the biggest, best things.
Yeah, so far.
Coming out. Cool. Well, thank you so much for that.
Oh, you're totally welcome.
I also know that a lot of the players remember you from Pocket Legends,
right?
Cinco Loco.
That's right.
Pocket Legends just celebrated their 4th birthday last month. Is there anything you want to shout out to the Pocket Legends players?
Happy birthday! It was great to go back to Pocket Legends after being gone for a while, because only the hardcore old school knows me and knows that I've got a weird color name that other mods don't have, and so I got so inundated. When I went to I basically just went to Forest Haven and started doing the stupid stuff you do when you're a dev, like giving things out and whatnot. But then I got so vehemently accused of being a bot. I started acting like a bot, which was cool and it was fun. So like I spent about an hour and a half running around saying exactly the same thing over and over and not giving anybody any antenna, which was awesome. But it was phenomenal to come back and then to do some of the stuff where, so I haunt Pocket Legends where I did the content specifically, and there's a couple of places that I always go because they represent parts of my life that I was, things were happening, and so like there's this for the cyber ghost. There's this whole thing with the cyber ghost, and there's this quest that takes you to this area for the alien oasis that never needed to be there, and for the first couple of months that alien expansion was out, nobody would be there at all. And then when I went there for the birthday, it was totally packed. It was awesome too. So that's where I found my old schoolers. That's where I found the people that that remembered some of the stupid stuff that we did back in the day. So it was a lot of fun. Just a great walk down memory lane. Yeah. And a lot of abuse. You take a lot of abuse from people when you go on there, especially with the weird looking name.
I've been there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's your job. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, that was something else.
Cool. Well, from Cinco and I, happy birthday again, Pocket Legends, and especially the people I've been getting. I did the vanity pins. I've been sending those out to people who have sent me self-addressed stamp envelopes, and I'll actually I'll put a link at the bottom of the YouTube video eventually, so if anyone's interested, you can get one of those. They're pretty cool. But everyone who sent me one so far has sent me handwritten letters saying, I've been playing for 3.5 years, 3 years,
nice.
2 years. I met my wife in Pocket Legends. And it's awesome. It's the best community, and that's what makes my job awesome.
We don't analyze that handwriting. No, we should. We should, and we shall. Just kidding.
Spacetime Big Brother.
Yeah. Gotta know what people want. Yeah.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to say to the community? Any words of wisdom from Cinco?
Well, I want to say thanks, and thanks for the opportunity to say stuff. That's really cool. Of all the things that I want, and I think for Spacetime, it's to make more games that get more people playing. And we've had some of the most interesting and some really crazy and deep and amazing relationships that have happened since Pocket Legends came out, and with the other Legends games as well. It's been a really nutty up and down sort of ride. So when I think back about where we were as me and 5 other guys sitting in a room, a couple of blocks down the road, struggling to get that game out, and where it is today, and the people that are there today, feels like it was all worth it. Because there were some dark moments. And you think maybe it's not, but it totally is. So of all the things, I really look forward to putting out more stuff and entertaining more people who've been loyal to Spacetime. It's going to be cool, and it's coming.
You guys are going to love it.
Yeah.
I promise. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
I'm going to slide over this way.
You guys can go.
Thank you.
All right. So that was special guest number 1. We got special guest number 2 on standby over there, Steven.
Hey, how y'all doing?
A lot of you have heard about the event that we're doing, 8-Bit Salute, which is a charity event that we're doing for Operation Supply Drop. And I'll let Steven talk in a minute about what that is and what it's all about. But just to give you the lowdown, on Saturday, May 17th, starting at 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Spacetime, including me and a whole bunch of the QA guys, the developers, the artists, we're all getting together. We're going to play for 24 hours, playing Spacetime Games, probably a lot of Arcane Legends and Pocket Legends, maybe some Dark & Star. We'll see. And we're going to raise money for this fantastic charity. So, Steven, tell us a little bit about Operation Supply Drop, how it started, what it's all about.
So Operation Supply Drop was founded in 2010. I originally founded it looking to get back in the charity game. I used to work with another gaming charity called Extra Life. And when I left there, I really didn't have the same attachment to children's hospitals or sick kids that everybody else did, so it didn't have a lasting. I mean, obviously it has a lasting impact, but I felt I wanted to do something more military themed, having been in the Army for 8 years. So same time I left out of Extra Life, a buddy of mine, the guy who was my gunner in Iraq, re-enlisted and was sent almost immediately to Afghanistan. And he knew I had contacts in the games industry, so he reached out to me and said, hey, we're bored out of our minds over here. Can you reach out to your contacts in the industry and see if you can get us some cool swag and some stuff, just some games and stuff, because we're bored. So I reached out to my contacts in the industry, and they delivered in spades. It was surprising how willing they were. Obviously, most game developers want to be known as supportive of the U.S. troops, and so we got an outpouring of support, more than we could have ever used in one of our supply drops. So we sent that to my guy Jeff downrange, and then of course it didn't take long for people to figure out, hey, you just got a box full of $3,000 worth of video games. Where'd you get that? And then that obviously snowballed from there. People started requesting things, and I went back to my contacts, said, hey, this is kind of getting big. Can we get more stuff? And it kind of went from there. So we filed for our 501c3. We turned it into a full-on charity. Been doing this for 4 years, and we're about $700,000 worth of games and gear sent downrange to troopers in combat zones and recovering in military hospitals. So that's our primary mission. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been great.
Yeah, it's a really great cause. I mean, and I think any gamer can speak to how important fun is and play is, especially when you're in such a difficult position as, recovering in a hospital or being somewhere where it's scary and, unfamiliar. Games can really, put you in a good place again, right?
Absolutely, and a lot of civilians who don't know about being deployed or anything like that, they just picture being deployed as like some sort of Vietnam, film where it's just you're in contact 23 hours a day, and in reality, it's the exact opposite. You're sitting around 23 hours a day, and then there's like a 5-minute burst of excitement, and then that's it, and then you're just sitting around as that constant tension, like you're waiting for something to happen, and so when you're not outside the wire, you're either in the gym, you're in the chow hall, or you're sleeping, there's nothing better to do. So you got to keep guys busy, or they're going to get into trouble. They're going to get depressed. They're going to start thinking about the kid. The hey, my wife just had a baby back home, and I've never met him, or I've got all these bills to pay, or all these things that get on their mind. Like, am I going to make it out of here in one piece? Anybody who's played a good game knows that time dilation thing where you sit down and 4 hours disappears before you know what happened, and you're like, oh my god, I got to get up for work the next day, or I guess I won't go to sleep tonight because I was up all night playing video games. That's what video gaming helps troops downrange do. When you have 364 days in a wake up and you're just trying to get through that time, it's video games that helps these guys recover. And as we found out over time, video games is also critical to helping soldiers recover from post-traumatic stress disorder, combat tremors, sleep disorders, things like that they get from being in combat zones, just that anxiety. As we're finding out, more and more studies are being done by more and more respected physicians and neurophysicists and things like that and they're saying video games have a positive impact on soldiers and help soldiers acclimatize back into reality when they come back home, because when you come back from a deployment, it is a jarring experience, especially if you're going outside the wire a lot. You're doing patrols, and then you hop in your car here and you're driving down to the mall to get a cheese dog, and you're just like, what just happened? Like, where it's like coming through a different portal of reality. So video games help get your brain back into a good place, and that's why we're working with hospitals and helping these guys, who aren't mobile or have nothing better to do with their time except wait for their next physical therapy. We give them games. We keep them happy. We get we take their mind off where they're at and what they're doing. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and we're so excited to be a part of raising money for this, especially because you guys are also local. You're in Austin. Right?
I personally am not. My second in command, Glenn, is running things out of Austin right now, and thank God for that for him. He is locking down our Austin market. He was the one that found you guys. So
yeah, he's good friends with Gary, our CEO.
Yeah, so that obviously it's an amazing opportunity having you guys on board, and we're happy. And you guys are killing it right now. My God, I was not expecting that at all. And then you started donating, and I mean about a week ago, and it was like, oh, these guys are here to play. All right, I see what's going on.
Yeah, that's not me either. That's our community. We just put it out there, and they do their thing, which is amazing.
They're doing an amazing job.
Speaking of community, the two community members we have on here, Zojak and Zeus, are both doing their part to help out in our fundraising efforts and raising awareness and stuff like that. Zojak, I know that you're a live streamer on Twitch TV. You want to talk a little bit about why you're getting involved in 8-Bit Salute, why it's important to you, what you're going to be doing on game day?
Well, to start with, I heard about the 8-Bit Salute a couple of years ago when some of my gaming buddies did it last year, and I figured since the majority of the time that I'm playing Arcane Legends, I'm rolling up a new character and live streaming it all day long. I figured, I might as well put my efforts to use to maybe help somebody else. And unfortunately, on game day, two of my best friends are getting married, so I can't be there for the whole day. So I could probably be on for a couple hours in the morning, and then at night after the reception. So that's why I put so much of my own money into the donations towards Team Spacetime. Is since I can't live stream the whole day as I would like to. I figured I would raise money in the main way that I can right now with the situation that's going on for me.
And we thank you so much for that. Colin's or Zojak is our top fundraiser. He's under me, but that's because I've got the community behind me. So, so he's doing an amazing job. So do you want to plug your channel where people can watch you whenever you are playing?
It's twitch.tv/ZojakAL. You may or may not see me on this weekend. Finally trying to hit level 41.
Gotta play that new expansion. All right. Well, Zeus, you were behind the screenshot that we tweeted and I think put on Facebook the other day of your whole guild wearing the 8-bit salute banners. So thank you for that, first of all. What's your involvement with 8-bit been so far? What's
So,
your...
apart from taking screenshots, you gotta realize at one point that the banners incoming, the amount of people purchasing them, flood the market. So I try to get people to use them up by making screenshots like that. Or I'm currently, as you already know, planning on hosting another tournament.
Mhm.
And for that, I'm going to make it a mandatory rule for people to wear the 8-bit salute banner.
Nice.
And the last time there was like 106 participants, so that's like 106 banners out of the market. Easily.
Nice.
Making
That's
more people
really cool.
purchase banners.
That's awesome. That's so cool to hear. Well,
I'll
you
tell
guys...
you what.
Sorry.
Actually, while there's a lull in the conversation, first off, I have to thank you. That picture of y'all, the guild standing there with the banners, that was one of those. You know, this has been a pretty small organization, Operation Supply Drop, and we've got a small outreach and a small community and kind of things like that. And that was one of those when you try to tell your friends and family what you do for a living, and you show them a picture like that, and you go, we're having an impact. See all these people who are getting involved. I mean, it's amazing. So I seriously thank you very much for making that happen. That was a great picture. And it's teams like y'all who are getting out there and just going for it and coming up with creative ways to help the troops out. This is what is going to take us from small startup to real organization. So we're really excited to have you guys on board. So thank you very much, Zeus. Appreciate it, man.
It's our pleasure. Thank you. And for those of you who have been keeping up with it or not, I'll give you a kind of status update on how the fundraising is going. Basically, what happened was a few weeks ago we found out about it, and we started with a fundraising goal of $5,000, which I thought was ambitious. But in our 2 games, Arcane Legends and Battle Command, we added 8-bit salute vanities. In Arcane Legends, it's the banner that we've been talking about. You wear it behind your back. In Battle Command, there's 2 options. There's a flag that you can put on your battlefield and also a statue. And between the 2 games, we absolutely blew our $5,000 goal out of the water. So I doubled it so that our goal was $10,000, and we've already hit over 7,000, which is 80% of our goal.
I think you're almost at 8.
Yeah, almost at 8.
So
almost at 8. As of I think the end of the 4th.
And
so
you're going through Memorial Day, if I'm right, I'm correct?
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So from me to my entire community, thank you so much, because like all of that is coming from you. It's amazing to see everyone being so supportive. So thank you. Zeus and Zojak, did you have any questions for Steven about Operation Supply Drop? Anything that you're curious about?
Not really. I actually did a lot of research on it beforehand, and I was like, whoa, this is really cool. Because I come from Southern California, where there's a lot of military bases, so like when you mentioned it to me, I actually got pretty interested and started looking it up, because I've never heard it before. I'm not much of a gamer guy. This is the only game I play, actually, so not really.
How about you, Zojak?
I same with Parth. I've done my fair share of research about the 8-bit salute and Operation Supply Drop. I guess my only main question is do your supply drops, are they strictly for U.S. military or for us Canadian folk?
No, that's a great question. Actually, I don't think we've had a Canadian supply drop yet. We're more than happy to work with our allies, and we've been working with the UK folks and Australians, but we haven't had any good Canadians requesting. So. If you'll excuse me 1 second.
No problem. Dogs need love too. Okay. While we wait for him to get back, I will let you guys know. I'll be posting on the forums probably tomorrow with more details. I've had a lot of people asking me how they get involved with the live stream since we'll be streaming our 24 hours. People want to like join in on our parties while we play, and of course, like we want you to play with us. So basically, the only thing that you need to do is go to operationsupplyDrop.org/team/Spacetime Studios. And I'll link to that underneath the YouTube video when the stream is over as well. But if you join that, I'll be contacting all of our team members the week before, which is next week, and putting together our parties and who's going to be participating, and that way I can friend you in the game, and then when we get on, I can invite you. You can play with us. You can be on TV as long as you promise to behave. And that's about it. So we
Please
can't
let me
wait
know
to play.
whatever your streaming schedule is. Please let me know so we can go ahead and do the social media thing and make sure we get the word out. And I mean, you're at the top of the leaderboards right now, so I mean, people are going to want to know who you all are. So make sure you let me know and we can get the word out.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, anything else you want to say to the community while we have you on, Stephen, before we move on to other stuff?
Nope, well, I'm good to go. Again, the website is operationsupplyDrop.org. Just head on over there. You can't miss the 8-bit salute banner. If you can't be a part of it next weekend, that's fine. The primary event is May 17th and 18th, but if you can't be a part, like somebody has a wedding here that they're going to, and that's not the first wedding I've heard about. We've got our makeup weekend the following weekend, March 24th and 25th, but it really is throughout the month of May. May is Military Appreciation Month, and I mean we have an MLG streamer playing Halo 3 every day throughout the month of May. So it's really whenever you've got time to do that. If you work the weekends and you want to do it Monday morning, just whenever you all can get it in there is when you can get in. So we're happy to have you on board. We'll make sure to promote it as best we can. So just let us know. If you have any further questions, you can tweet. Twitter handle is OP Supply Drop, and the hashtag is hashtag 8BitSalute right now. Those are the two you want to lean on. So.
All right. Thank you so much again for joining us. It was great to have you on. You're absolutely welcome to stay with us. We're going in to talk about our live games right now, what's coming up in them. I know that you said that you weren't necessarily a Spacetime Games player, so it's up to you.
Well, apparently my dog needs to walk. But yes, I do appreciate you guys having me on the stream, and look forward to having you all. I can't wait to see how this all turns out with you guys next Saturday.
Well, thanks for creating Operation Supply Drop, which makes it possible.
All right.
All right. Have a good evening.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, now we can move on to talking about Arcane Legends, and of course the other games too, but I know a lot of people have been curious about what's coming up in Arcane Legends. First I'll tell you that a lot of things have been happening in the last month since our last hangout. Pocket Legends celebrated its 4th birthday, like I said. So happy birthday, Pocket Legends. Dark Legends also celebrated its 2nd birthday, which is a big deal. And we're just started today doing all of our Mother's Day events. There's bouquets to collect in Pocket Legends and Star Legends that just until Wednesday will give you a 5 times damage boost. There's a new Vanity in Dark Legends for you to get, and there's a crafting quest in Arcane Legends for anyone who's interested. But I know that you guys already know what's going on, so let's talk a little bit about what's coming next. I promised some sneak peeks, and while Samhayne isn't here to actually talk about them, I do have a little bit of information to give you. The spring event is coming. So, and I don't have an exact date to give you, I apologize for that, but coming in the very near future. It's going to be a lot of fun. Without giving too much away, it's going to be pretty similar to the Tarlok event, if you guys remember that from winter. So that It'll be an event that's open to all levels, so you don't have to be at cap to play the new stuff. You can be any level. Anyone can participate. And it's going to be kind of the same concept where portals will spawn when you kill a mob. In Tarlock, they would only spawn when you killed a boss. Now they're coming off of mobs. And you can access this new zone with all sorts of new things in it, new items to drop, different kinds of tokens where you can get exclusive items. And very importantly, with this new content, there's going to be the introduction of new mythic weapons. I know a lot of people were curious about new mythics coming, when they were going to come, and what they were going to be. And so I am here to tell you guys, the viewers of the Google Hangout first, that it will be weapons. There'll be a new weapon for the rogue. There'll be a new weapon for the mage and for the warrior. The warrior is a sword and a shield, rogue is a bow, and sorcerer is a gun. So they're going to be really cool. They're going to be themed with the content, which if you keep an eye on the forums, you saw the sneak peek of what the new zone is going to look like. This little forest town. So they're themed accordingly. And actually, we've got some sneak peek video of what they look like. And I'll tell you guys before I show it that it is a work in progress. There's no particle effects on it yet or anything like that. But you can kind of check it out. Give me 1 second, turn on screen share. Alright, you guys can see my screen, right? Okay, so this is our first one. This is the warrior. He's got his forest, well, it's a mace and a shield, I suppose. So that's what this one looks like. You can also, here's our rogue bow, also foresty themed. And, of course, our sorcerer gun. And this is the one, like I mentioned, no particle effects yet, but they're coming for it. So, okay, let's turn that off. Okay, so if you guys were wondering, now you know, our mythic weapons are coming very, very soon. We're excited about it. What else? There's going to be new quests, new dailies, new pets and armor. I know you guys saw or maybe you didn't, see the teaser that was in the insider section that showed what the new pet was going to look like, or one of the new pets. A lot of you were guessing, and a lot of you guessed right. Yes, it's a dual sprite pet, kind of like the Brothers Whim. They do different things, though, which I can't give away yet. So it's going to be way different from the Brothers Whim, but just kind of the same. They work off of each other, and it's going to be a lot of fun. What else do I have to give you? Oh, a lot of people are also asking about quality of life updates. People are having issues with stuff in PvP like pet spamming and skill switching. And I will tell you that the developers have noticed, and they have been working on solutions, and they do have some solutions that they're going to be putting in the very near future. So you won't have to worry about it for too much longer. What else? Let's talk to Zeus and Zojak, since I don't mean to just talk with you guys watching the whole time. What are your thoughts on the new stuff? What are you excited to see? What are you hoping to see? what are your thoughts on the new mythic weapons? I just asked you 4 questions, but Zeus, let us know. What do you think? What do you think about the new stuff coming?
Well, personally, I think that amulets would be a better idea than mythic weapons because we're already one-hitting each other in PvP.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be a good idea to raise the health and armor levels through the use of amulets or rings. Because right now you have the mythic ring and then you have the arcane. There's a 10-level gap between the two. So it's a huge difference. So it would be really nice if we got some amulets to stop the one-hitting each other. Extreme damage in PvE as well. Extreme damage is always nice in PvE. Still.
Yeah.
The Tinder and mobs would be easier with amulets.
So balance is going to be a pretty important thing with this new stuff coming in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Zojak, what do you think? What are you excited about for the new stuff? New event system?
I'm pretty excited about the new mythic weapons. I need to actually get to a level where I can use them. But like Parth said, balance is going to be the key for those weapons, so everyone's not one-hitting each other and completely destroying bosses too quickly. We need to still keep it somewhat of a challenge. And I'm actually pretty excited about those new pets. They look pretty cool, and I can't wait to see stats and what they can do once they're released.
Yeah, they're going to be a lot of fun. I'm pretty excited about the new zone too. The idea that everyone can, everyone of every level can play together. I know that the further the level cap goes, the harder it is for people to get up there and be playing the new content. So for the first time in a while, this is going to be stuff that anyone can play anytime. And of course, it'll be like Tarlock, it'll be a limited time thing. But now everyone will be able to access the new stuff, play with each other. I think that gives maybe some new guild opportunities, more contest opportunities. So it's going to be really fun to play with. So as you guys know, that stuff's coming in the next. I don't know. In the next. I don't want to give it away. I don't want to guess because then I could be wrong. But in the very, very near future, and it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so we're at 6:37, and we got a bunch of people in the chat box and people who have put in questions and answers. Questions to get answers in the forums. So let's dive into some of those and see if we can't answer some of the things that you guys are wondering about. Let's see. So there was a question from Raw that wondered if the mod PvP involvement was going to continue. We were doing a PvP Legends of the Week event for a little while. That was posted in the forums and on Facebook. And the answer to that is yes. But in the meantime, I've been working pretty closely with Zeus there. Zeus is going to be, because you guys know that I've got a lot of things that I take care of. I keep an eye on all the games and do what I can to interact with everyone all the time. But PvP tournaments and stuff can be a pretty big undertaking. So Zeus is putting together a tournament currently in the forums that's open to everyone, right, Zeus?
Yeah, everyone at endgame, please.
Okay, it's 4 versus 4?
No, 5 versus 5.
5 versus 5.
Yeah, so it would be actual CTF because these days nobody really plays CTF, so I figured it's a good idea to try and get that, bring back actual CTF versus splashes.
Okay. Yeah, and that was a big thing with Capture the Flag that people were.
There was actually an update on it.
Yeah, there was an update. So the change to Capture the Flag is that now to get the point for capturing the flag, you have to be in control of your enemy's flag, which was kind of to try and help the whole free flagging situation that we were having in Capture the Flag. But anyway, that's besides the point. If you are a player and you've been wanting to get into some PvP action, I am behind Zeus's tournament, and I'll be supplying prizes and goodies for the people who take part and the people who win. So until I am able to take over with PvP tournaments and 1 versus 1 again, the PvP Legends stuff, that's definitely a really cool opportunity. And I'll make sure and give fame and fortune to everyone who takes part and comes out victorious. Let's see, what other questions do I have here? Any new Legends games coming in the future? That was asked by Evicted. To answer that question, well, Thingo kind of talked about it before. We're working on new stuff. I can't exactly give you much information on what that is, but just like Arcane Legends was kind of the culmination of everything we learned from the other Legends games, the new stuff that we're working on is, a continuation of what we learn, of what information we gather on what people like and what's going to work, and being innovative and kind of like staying on top of our game. So trust me, whatever is coming next for you guys is going to be really, really fabulous, really fun, and take into consideration everything that you love from all of our games. I'll go with a fun one. Let's see. Zilks wants to know, what other games, not Spacetime games, do you guys play? And I'll actually toss that one to Zojak first. When you're not playing Arcane Legends, what are you playing?
Well, I'm not playing Arcane Legends. I am mostly playing Diablo 3 or Star Wars: The Old Republic right now. Unfortunately, I don't live stream any of them, which eventually I might, but probably not.
Okay. How about you, Zeus? What are you playing? Anything else?
I'm basically a one-game player. I don't have time for much else. I give up sleep for this game, so that's why I'm constantly yawning. It's not because I'm bored. It's because I'm actually pretty tired.
I understand completely. I've been there. I've definitely been there. That's going to be me on Saturday when or next Saturday when I've been up for 24 hours playing.
Oh, wow.
That's going to be fun.
Good luck on the next day.
Hey, thanks. It's a Sunday. It's okay. I can sleep in. Zilks also wanted to know what kind of music we like. And I will answer that by saying I'm kind of all over the place. I used to listen to a lot of heavy metal and industrial stuff, but lately Spotify has kind of changed my musical taste altogether, and I listen to a lot of top 40 and indie music and weird stuff like a cappella bands. I don't know. If it has a good beat, I listen to it, and it's a lot. If it sounds good and it can make me dance, then I'll listen to it. Zeus, what's your favorite music to listen to?
I like dubstep a lot, and basically, if you notice in my videos that I make, I really do like pretty much any electronic music, techno, or dubstep. So pretty much all party music.
Zeus the party boy. Zojak, what are you listening to these days?
I'm listening to a lot of top 40 as well as rock and roll, and I have a jukebox downstairs actually, so I'm listening to a lot of old music lately. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I like it a lot.
So what's your favorite oldie song?
Oh man. It's got to be We Built the City, or maybe anything Eddie and the Cruisers.
Good taste. Cool. Okay, let's see. Zeus, actually, submitted a lot of questions, so even though he's on here with me, I'm going to try my best to answer them. One of his questions was that we announced that we're trying something new this season, which was itemization, which, for those who don't know, in the past, when we released a new expansion, we would release all of the new gear, the new weapons, new pets, all at once. So when the expansion dropped, so did all the gear. This time around, We tried more of a rolling boil sort of thing, where instead of just dropping it all at once, we would kind of stagger it a little bit. So you would get a few things in the beginning, a few things later on, a few things later on, with increasing strength since people were getting to the harder stuff, like the elite content, and you needed stronger gear. So he wanted to know when new items would be released, because a lot of players are feeling like they don't have much to do. And the answer to that is, as you saw, the newest stuff is going to be coming out with this spring event that we've been working on. So the new mythics, but there's also going to be gear that comes in there, not mythic gear, but new gear, that'll kind of build off of what we did with the stuff, the dragon scale and the magma armor that was in the Tinderin expansion. But of course, we're always taking feedback on that. So it is a new thing that we're trying. The pacing is something that, might need finessing maybe, or the stat differences might need looking at. So always in the forums, we appreciate any feedback that you guys have. We don't want you to feel bored, and that's the whole point of this whole thing, is that you always have something new to work toward. So let us know. Let us know what you want. Let us know what your ideas are, if you have any. And, we're always listening. We're always here. We want to make it fun for you to play, because it's not a good game if you guys aren't enjoying it. Does that answer your question, Zeus? Does that help?
Yeah, it does.
Cool. Let's see. Octavos, and I apologize if I'm saying any of these wrong. It's hard to figure out how to say forum names sometimes. Wanted to know what was in store for some of the more casual players that don't do elites, and are there going to be any surprises for the casual players? And the answer to that is in the spring event. The spring event is going to be the first time that we release, well, I guess the second time if you count the winter event, that we release a new zone, a new content, new dailies that don't have a level requirement. You can do them no matter what level you are. Dailies that you can do every single day. These portals will spawn from anywhere. You don't even have to defeat bosses to get them to go into this new place. So I think it's going to open up a whole nother level of game for the casual players out there. And we look forward to you guys being able to experience it. Let's see. So Zapopan wants to know, what are your favorite skills in the game of each class? Zojak, you want to talk about that one? I don't know what class you play. Do you have all of them?
I have all of them, but I mostly play my rogues. I have like 5 of them, I think. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge fan of Shadowpiercer. I love just zooming forward and just shanking whatever's in front of me.
Cool. Any favorites for the other classes too?
No.
Zeus, what about you?
I really do like the axe. I think it's called axe throw. Yeah, for warrior.
Yeah.
You can pull people in PvP, and it's really funny to just see them dragged across the map, and they can't do anything about it.
I've seen memes about how annoying that is.
Oh yeah,
Get hit by an axe throw from so far
and
away.
there's a glitch that even if you're coming out, and you quickly go back in as the axe pulls you, like back to the wall, and try and take cover, your character will look like the wall blocked it from being pulled, but you can still shoot, and you'll die in the wall. It's kind of funny.
Everybody close your ears, don't listen.
Okay.
No, just kidding, it's fine. Remiem, my main character, is a rogue. And I'm gonna say that it may be cliche, but aim shot is probably my favorite skill. But my favorite to look at is the clock for sorcerers, just because it plain looks cool. It looks good when it happens. I like it. I don't know. But aim shot is my favorite skill to use, by far. All right, what other questions do we have? If you could snap your fingers and change one thing about Arcane Legends or Spacetime Studios, what would it be and why? If I can snap my fingers. As a community manager, the biggest thing for me is everyone getting along. I like seeing my community happy, and I like them like working together and helping each other. So it kind of breaks my heart when there's drama in the game, and there can sometimes be a lot of it. So if I could snap my fingers, I would take away the nasty drama in Arcane Legends and then trash talking and everything and make everyone nice. But I get it, it's an MMO, and you know, competition is part of the game. So I appreciate that. And love you guys anyway. Zeus, what would you change if you could change anything about Arcane Legends?
Well, first of all, if you want to take off the trash talk, you could name it Fairy Legends or something like that. Pony Legends. But, I would agree on the drama and trash talk. It's really pretty ridiculous in Arcane Legends.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't mean the community's bad. It's just that PvP really gets people's tempers up.
Oh yeah, no, you pit people against other people. It's gonna get
Yeah.
dramatic. I understand. I played PvP a lot in World of Warcraft, and it happened there too. People aren't.
RuneScape was the worst.
People
Don't get
get
me started
mad.
on that game.
How about you, Zojak? What would you change if you could change anything?
The drama, of course, is one thing, but the one thing that kind of always bothered me about even the other games is not being able to choose if I want to play a female or a male character. So I'd have to say my biggest thing is more customization for character creation.
Okay. So sorry to get your hopes up with our April Fool's joke.
Oh.
That was pretty rude.
I'm sorry. We almost did human sorcerers too. So instead of Smurfs, you guys could be humans. But it was almost too realistic to be funny. Like, I would just piss people off, I think. Okay, Frozanthar wants to know if we'll ever do a slag weekend and if we're going to be able to purchase eggs for slag. And that's kind of based off the fact that we did a Ritma weekend this past weekend, where we opened up Ritma to be sold for platinum in the stable, so you could have them as your pet. But there was also a vendor that was selling the eggs, and that was the first time we had done that. It was the first time that Ritma eggs were available, and it did really, really well. People seemed to really like it. People responded to it well. So I don't have confirmation on whether or not that'll happen in the future with other pets, but it did well enough that I think that it's a strong possibility. So fingers crossed, you might get slag eggs eventually in the future, but no promises. Don't get me in trouble. What else? We did get a question about what your favorite. Well, the question is, what is your favorite food in Austin? But since I'm the only one on from Spacetime in Austin, I'll just make the question about local food, especially because I know that there's some pretty unique and delicious foods where you guys are too. Here in Austin, what do I like the most? There's a taco place called Torchy's Tacos that has the best tacos in the whole city, and mostly that's because they'll put a lot of cheese on it. But they have something called the trailer trash taco, and you can get it, and it's just got a whole bunch of stuff on it and lots of melted cheese. But it's delicious, and it's the best thing in Austin. So that's my answer. You said you're in Southern California, Zeus?
Yeah.
What's your
When you come to
favorite
California, you have to try a California burrito. It's like carne asada, which is steak with guacamole, rice, beans, and get this, French fries. In the burrito. It's really good. And the burrito's like this big too. You can't even eat the whole thing in one sitting.
That's making my stomach hurt just thinking about it. That sounds good though. You've had one.
Oh yeah, I have them all the time.
Good college kid food.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's good everyone food. I don't know.
You gotta go to the gym right after though.
Right. So what about in good old Canada, Zojak? What's delicious to eat there?
Well, up here in Canada, while we're on the topic of French fries, I know a lot of Americans have never heard of poutines, but for those who don't know, big old plate of fries with a ton of cheese on it, just smothered in gravy. It is the best food I've ever had in my life. And there's a pub downtown where I live, and me and my friends go in there all the time, and we just split a poutine and have some apple juice, and waste a good 4 or 5 hours sitting there.
That sounds amazing. Those sound extremely bad for your waistline, but so worth it. All right, well, let's see. What else have we got here? I'm going to look at chat box. I mean, I've been looking at chat box, but if anyone watching now has any questions, feel free to put them up there now, because we only got a few minutes left, so I'll try and answer as many as I can while we're still alive. I8 people I hate people, not I hate people. Did want to know, how often do you guys come in game? And I'm assuming that means mods and devs. I would say I'm probably, since community management is my job, I'm in there the most. Usually 2 or 3 times a week for 15 to 30 minutes at a time. I have an alt where I actually play, because when I'm in there as a mod and I have the green name, I can't do anything but talk, really, because people want to talk and they want to chat and they want to tell me what they think and their ideas and their problems, and which is perfect. That's what I'm there for. But I don't usually play when I'm in there on my mod account, but I do play on my alt. And no, in advance you can't have the name, and I'm sorry. What? So I can play, and I know that. So I know what's going on in the game, and I can actually know what people are talking about when I'm talking to them about this game. But the other guys come in pretty often. Samhayne comes in sometimes to try out stuff and visit people. And Just G, Gary, our CEO, makes surprise appearances in all the games. He just showed up with me in Star Legends the other day to visit a guild. And he comes into Pocket Legends, and he'll put on the android suit, and he'll run around and give antennas and buttons and stuff like that. So just keep an eye out. For those who don't know, you can always find us because the mods will have a green name and the developers will have a red name. We pop in as often as we can. The hard thing about that is that only 25 people can fit in a zone, so it's possible that we could be on at the same time as you, but we're in a different instance. But I don't know, keep an eye out. And we love getting invitations, so if your guild's ever doing an event, or it's your anniversary, or whatever, we'll come in and we'll visit and we'll hang out and take screenshots, and it's fun. We like to be there. Just let us know when it is and where to be there. Let's see. Okay, so people in chat box are wondering about the skill switching and pet swapping. Yes, that is going to be, there's a solution for that, and it's going to be in the near future. I haven't been able to get confirmation on exactly when, if it's going to be with the spring event or sometime after. But they know, they have it figured out, and eventually there's going to be something to put a stop to that. What else have we got here? There's a lot of yelling in chat box.
Oh, I'm trolling.
Okay, I'm not going to answer the boyfriend questions.
It's okay. You can tell them about our love.
Oh.
My goodness.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't believe you when you said you were going to do it.
Prahi wanted to know, in the sneak peek video of the Mythic Weapons, there's 3 green lights, the total points at the top. And that's actually part of the spring event system. Basically, the gist of it is, the way that the portals are going to work is that when you're running around in the world and a portal spawns, the 3 dots that you saw at the beginning of the screen are energy, and you have to spend 1 energy to go into these portals and access the zone. And so that's kind of, I don't know, that's how that's going to work. So the 3 energy, use 1 energy to go into the zone. You can invite other people to come into the zone with you, but they'll also have to spend 1 energy to get in there with you. And the 3 energy, like say you use all of them, they'll replenish every 8 hours. So in a 24-hour period, there'll be 9 of them. Yes. So yeah, so that's going to be kind of the currency on how you get in. They'll replenish every 8 hours, and of course you can replenish them with plat if you absolutely cannot wait for the 8 hours to be up. All right. Someone asked if I could explain the Tree Brothers, and I haven't. I don't know if I'm allowed to give away their specs and what they do exactly. They'll probably be. I did a Brothers Win video when they came out, so I'll do another video when it gets closer for those to be released, so you guys can see exactly how they work. I think it won't do it justice if I tell you verbally what they do anyway, because they're way more fun to watch in action. I do have some information that I can give you, though, on the mythic weapon stuff. I'll give you guys some insider info on what the mythic weapons are going to do. Carapace, one of our designers on the Arcane Legends side, was kind enough to give me some information on the procs that each one has. So the sorcerer, the gun, is called the Elandrian Gnarled Rifle, and it has a chance to proc something called Gnarled Roots, which will root your target and up to 5 root the person that you're shooting and up to 5 nearby targets. So that's pretty cool, and also reduces dodge by 100%, armor by 24% for 4 seconds. So that's that one. The proc on the mace and the shield for the warrior, those are called the Elandrian Bulwark, and it has a chance to summon a spirit that'll help heal and protect the warrior, which is pretty awesome. And then the rogue's Elandrian Recurve Bow, the mythic bow, has a chance on attack to proc 2 bushes which spawn randomly around the player, and they heal allies that stand in them and hurt enemies that stand in them for every second for 6 seconds. They also remove snare and stun effects from friendly players. So they're going to be good weapons, but their procs make them even cooler and kind of unique when they come into the game.
I really like how this time around it wasn't just stats for procs. Like there's actually cool animation effects and whatnot.
It's gonna
so they're going to be pretty OP. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not seeing too many other questions in chat box, so I think we'll probably wrap it up for this time. Anything else you guys want to say to the community while you're on? Any shout-outs to your guilds or anything like that? I'll let Zojak go first.
Well, there was a few requests for shout-outs that I am not going to do, that's for sure. I don't need that drama. I guess thanks for watching. Yeah, that's basically it. Twitch.tv/ZojakAL.
Cool. And Zeus, any shout-outs? Anything you want to say to the community?
I just want to say thanks to my guild for supporting me, Resilience, and some of my best friends of the game, John Cheese and Emma Cheese, or they are various other IGNs. They rename like once a month, so it's hard to keep track of all of them, but shout out to all of them, and of course all the officers of the guild as well. Thanks.
All right, and thank you, Zeus and Zojak, for coming on and spending an hour with me and hanging out. You guys were awesome, as usual. And of course, all of the viewers right now watching the video live, all of the people that will be watching it on YouTube later, the people in chat box giving me all their goofy stuff throughout and being entertaining throughout the entire video. Thank you for joining me. It's been a wonderful time, and we will see you next month on FaceTime with Spacetime. See you later.
See ya.
Later.